Hello and welcome. Today, we're going out to Iowa for this case involving a superintendent who got arrested for being an illegal alien. That was a mouthful, but yes. I got his criminal record down here. I got. First, we should state he's been rejected for a green card 4 times. 4 times in his life has he been rejected for a green card. He's had 2 work visas, both that have expired. And right here I'm on the Homeland Security government page. So, but first, I want to talk about the work history. Ian Roberts' background. Ian Roberts, who began his role as superintendent, has been a prominent figure in the Des Moines community. He is originally from Ghana. I've met a lot of great people from Ghana. All have had work visas and have become U.S. citizens. I'm not gonna say a lot, but there's quite a few that from Ghana that I see join the military. One of my a friend of mine back when I first graduated high school. I haven't talked to him since, but my first job, I would talk to this dude, and he went to the army. He's from Ghana. Yeah, but this guy didn't. He's originally from Ghana and entered the United States on a student visa in 1999. However, he was issued a final order of removal judged by an immigration judge in May 2024, which he allegedly did not disclose during his hiring process. Oh, that makes sense. I was gonna say he got hired in July 2023, but yeah, a final order, so he's been told to leave before. Arrest details. Roberts was arrested during a targeted enforcement by operations by U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, aka ICE. It is insane that ICE is hiring at the rate they are, with what is it, $20,000 bonus. At the time of his arrest, here's the thing. He's been found with possession of weapons. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. He has 4 different counts of it. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. My bad. 6 counts. He's been charged with illegal possession of firearm 6 times. And this is the 6th time that they caught him, because he was arrested with, at the time of his arrest, he was found in possession of a loaded handgun, a significant amount of cash, and a hunting knife. His vehicle was provided by the school district, was abandoned after he allegedly fled from law enforcement. The policing of firearm. The policing of the firearm was partially concealed, concerning as the illegal for individuals without legal status to possess firearms. basically, in a short version, he was not allowed to own a firearm, which being charged with it 5 times prior makes sense, and he doesn't have a license makes sense. The arrest has sparked significant concerns within Des Moines, Iowa community and the school district. The school board chair Jack Norris emphasized the district was unaware of Roberts' immigration issue. The time of his hiring, following the arrest, the school board placed Roberts on administrative leave and appointed Associate Superintendent Matt Smith. Congratulations, Matt Smith. You are the new superintendent because of all ignorance. Yeah. You don't have to own that. You don't have to interview you. Just all. A dude worked his whole life to work towards that, and he just gets it. Yeah, that's satisfying. If I was working for that school district, I found that out, I'm out. As the interim superintendent, he's probably going to end up the superintendent. Let's not sugarcoat it. Supporters of Roberts have highlighted his positive contributions to the educational system, while the community critics have raised questions about how he was able to secure a position of public trust despite his immigration status and prior legal issues. That is a perfect question. How does that's like to the level of putting a guy that has drug issues and has been arrested for those drug issues countless times. That's just like putting a crackhead in the superintendent. I mean, they're both criminals. I mean, is there corruption in a lot of school boards? Heck yeah. A lot of small towns have that. Small towns that have good money is what I'm saying. Like where I grew up. Am I saying my school board was corrupt? Maybe. Am I not saying that? Maybe not. But when it comes to the superintendent being a criminal, I mean, aren't you doing background checks? Because I coached. I was a volunteer coach in wrestling last year. I don't know this year, but I had to go through a background check to even be allowed near the wrestling team. Even though they knew me, even though they grew up with me, I still had to go to a background check, because if you are doing work for the school as a volunteer even, a lot of times you need background checks. I mean, I would think, when you're younger and some of the moms come in, the stay-at-home moms come in and they just help with the kids' reading because the teacher has a lot on her plate, and they just come in and help the kids out, like take them aside and just let them like read books, count numbers. I'd imagine those people would get background checked. I mean, obviously, if you go to your kid's sporting event, you're not going to be background checked. But if you're interacting with students in an educational purpose during school hours, and or like coaching a student in sports or debate or just helping out with the school plays, the band, you have to have a background check. Even if it's a school of like 30 people per class. Because you have to be safe. And the fact that this guy's background check, it obviously never happened. That is obvious. Because they would have found this out. It's either the school being so liberal that they can't understand the purpose of a background check, or the ignorance was so bad that they had it's hard to explain on how bad that ignorance is. Because they had choices. I would guarantee you they had like 2 or 3 people, if not more, that were at that superintendent, trying to be a superintendent. And according to this, I don't really see him having a history of working at a school. Maybe he does. But I would highly doubt that he does because of his criminal record. I mean, there's schools out there that probably won't even hire you if you have a speeding ticket for going like 5 miles an hour over. There's definitely schools that do that. Because you can never be too safe for kids. I mean, would I hire somebody that has 1 speeding ticket, like 1 infraction because they went like 5 miles an hour over? Maybe. Probably. If they were qualified. If I had that person in a kid out, like 24-year-old kid who doesn't have much experience, clean record though, but this 38-year-old woman has been teaching since she got out of college, I'd probably take the 38-year-old woman. No, it's not swag to the kid, but you can never be too safe, as I'm saying. But that's the only point I would say that it can be a toss-up. Like a tone infraction, or like obviously not a reckless driving infraction, but I'd imagine that his, at the time he had 4 counts of possession, a forgery count, intent to sell, his firearms, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, a reckless driving charge, unlawful what is this? Missed something. Unlawful possession of a loaded firearm. So, at the time, he had criminal possession of narcotics with intent to sell, criminal possession of narcotics, criminal possession of forged instrument, possession of a forged instrument. So, 1, 2, actually full counts of possession of illegal stuff, I guess. So I'm undercounted. Then that's in 1996. 1998, full degree unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Then he had a decade, about a 14-year stretch where he was clean. Okay, maybe you just had a couple incidents, you had some angle, and the first time you were just being dumb, you know. Okay. Well, reckless driving, unsafe operation, and speeding. And at this point, this is his second state. He committed his first two series of crimes in New York. Now he's committed a crime in Maryland. Okay, so he should be on a national radar. I mean, he could get a job at like a coffee shop or an auto body shop. Okay. Probably not a school. Probably not a government facility. Okay. Okay, he has an 8-year clean stretch. Just before the COVID shutdown. February 2020. February 4th, 2020. Okay. Second degree criminal possession of a weapon. Okay, we're back at square one. He's definitely not getting a job at a electrical engineering firm or a school, you know. Yeah. I mean, if I'm the head of the school, I'm on the board. The application comes through. Zoop, boop. Somebody pick that up, please. I'm your boss. Yeah, I said so. Okay, but okay. And he had it outside of his home or business. Ammunition defeating the device. Ammunition. And fourth degree weapon charges. A document from February 2020. Here's an interesting part. A document from February 4th, 2020 indicates that the second degree criminal possession charge was exonerated, I think that says. I'm not the best reader. Don't judge me. Okay, so maybe he still has an auto body shop job. Okay. He's making a little money. He just has a rough time like every so often here and there. Just does some stupid stuff, you know. About like once a decade, if that. Okay, then 2022, January 2022. Another unlawful possession of a firearm. What is this dude's obsession with firearms? Okay, this is weird. He's definitely not getting a job at a school. July 2023. Hey, I applied to this job. Can I have it? What do you need, ma'am? Yes, sir. Ma'am, please come here. Yeah? I think we got a candidate for that. I think we got a candidate for that position. The superintendent. Oh, yeah! Finally! I would imagine that's how they reacted. And it's a diverse dude! We don't need a background check. Stacy, yes, politiker, or yes, Mia Deal? I'm imagining it's a Asian woman. So that's probably how it went. Stacy and Mia just flat out got excited and did not check anything. Okay, so 2 years go by. Wayne Lowe in a public position, hiding in plain sight, some people would say. Oh, ICE tracked him down. Roberts was arrested with a Glock 9mm pistol and a fixed blade hunting knife. Why does he have that? Yeah, and he also had $3,000 in cash. I mean, he is a superintendent. That kind of makes sense, but why do you have that much cash on you? And finally, on October 2nd, after he's been relieved of his duties, he was criminally charged with being an illegal alien in possession of firearms. I mean, he arrived in 1994. He arrived again in 1999. And in 1999, he left in 2000. He entered again on a visa this time in 2000. He filled out a green card application that was rejected in 2003. 2018, he does it again, rejected the same year. 2018, again, rejected in the same year. 2018, he authorized documents, which U.S. granted, giving the documents an expiration day of 2019. Okay, then he filed for a green card again for the third time in 2018. Final. Okay, November 18th, just before it expired, he filled out another employment operation with the U.S. Approved on December 3rd. Roberts updated his address with the USCIS. Then, in October 2020, they issued him a notice to appeal in front of an immigration judge. I guess he never did. And in 2024, he was told to do it again, and he was to be removed. In 2025, the immigration judge denied a motion to reopen his case, so that was his final warning. And September 26th, bad boys, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when we come for you? I mean, that would be epic if they just put bad boys out of the back of an ICE truck. You're a bad boy. You're a bad boy. What are we gonna do when you get guilty? This is a 25-minute episode. I mean, follow for more.